Hey everyone, this is Martin from How to Make Mobile Games. Today is March the 24th, 2014, I believe. And this is a personal video, nothing to do with game development, so I just wanted to do this quickly because I'd seen the news. I was checking out Infowars.com, which is a new website that I'm often going on, and I came across this news article about the son of one of the directors of the Hunger Games. And I think roughly, I don't know, 8 hours ago or something like that US time in the evening, he went on sort of like a rampage and killed a bunch of students over in like the Isla Vista, I believe, in California. And it just struck me as something that was completely crazy, and so I just wanted to share my thoughts on it a little bit and give my feelings and my condolences to the victims. Basically what had happened is, I'm just going to go down this article here, guys. I'd read a little bit before, but I decided to do a video on it, so I'm not sure of all of the details. But last night sometime, this guy, Elliot Rogers, had done a YouTube video roughly, I don't know, maybe 24 hours ago now, saying that he was going to get revenge on all of the women in the world for rejecting him sexually or as a boyfriend. And I watched this video on YouTube, and I thought it was a monologue at first. I honestly thought it was he was sort of just practicing a speech of some kind, because he does these laughs in there, and it felt like it was kind of like bad acting laughs, you know, like sort of diabolical evil genius plan laughs. So it seems so strange, but then of course, you know, the news is that he's actually gone out with, I think it was a few guns or 2 guns, and had killed a bunch of people, you know, killing 6 people, and from what I heard is that other people have been injured and maybe some other people have died as well. And it was mainly aimed at women because they had rejected him sexually, and he was extremely frustrated in college for 2.5 years. And he was 22 years old, and he died as well after the shooting. He went in, sheriffs came along, and basically he was in a shootout with the sheriffs, and then they killed him, they believe, or he might have killed himself possibly. He was in his black BMW, and he was found dead when they went to the car. And but it's crazy to think in the world that somebody of such a young age could be so sort of homicidal and kind of crazy and have so much sort of built up frustration inside. And you know, I don't know really what to say about it and on why it happened. You know, honestly, I can understand frustration, just like any man, any woman out there in the world can understand frustration and say when it comes to love or sex or something like this. And so, you know, but obviously, you know, most of the world does not take things to that kind of extreme in terms of like retribution. But wow, this is either the guy was sort of mentally unstable, or, you know, from watching the video and watching some other videos about it, the guy did seem quite narcissistic, you know, believing that he was like super, you know, like God's gift to women or whatever. And when they rejected him, you know, it must have been like, you know, why did this inferior person reject me? And it couldn't handle it. A part of the video, he said that he'd been in college for sort of 2.5 years, and he was 22 and he had never had sex. Of course, like, you know, anybody can understand the frustration of that, but it's just so strange, like how it kind of played out in this, you know, mass murder, drive-by killing spree. It's unbelievable. So I honestly think there was some kind of like deeper problem than that. There was some kind of mental problem in that situation with this guy Elliot Rogers. So, you know, it's really a strange thing, and I don't really know what to say, and I can't explain it. I just wanted. There's no one around at the moment, so I just wanted to get the feelings out on video and talk to you guys, and you know, check out the story for yourself as well. It's obviously a terrible thing, and I feel a lot for all of the victims, of course, and the people that might have been injured, and the families and so on. My heart goes out to them, really. So apart from that, really, I don't know. I mean, God, the frustration must have been like through the roof. And I've not checked out his other videos, but to take it to sort of that extreme because you've been rejected, and like, in the past before, I've sort of been angry at women, just like women get angry at men sometimes. Like when women, for example, they get their heart broken, then all of a sudden they hate all men. This is pretty normal. Or say for like a guy, for example, when he gets rejected by women, or even men, when they get the heart broken, they go out and they'll hate all women, for a period of time. But obviously that dies down. But maybe this guy was like just extremely lonely. I only watched one of these videos, but based on the persona, it seems like he did have a very narcissistic view of himself. As if he was like very superior. But on another subject, I actually not to sort of do so much with this video, but my opinion is when people ask me, oh, how did you meet your wife in China? How did you get to know your girlfriend or whatever? One of the ways, basically what I did is I was walking through a shopping mall and I saw her in a shop, and I decided to go and speak to her and get a phone number and sort of go from there. And my intention was to actually go into the shop and get her phone number and then meet for a coffee and chat and see if I like her and so on. And that sort of like approach, usually most people don't do that. Usually most people would never sort of have maybe the confidence or take the initiative to sort of go to people like that directly and just say, hey, give me a number, let's chill out sometime. But what I did is I followed some video advice on like how to meet girls or whatever. This was years ago. This was in university, sort of like 10 years ago, because I went through a similar frustrating time in university. Not to the extent of this guy, of course. My God, no, I wasn't that bad. But it's interesting. In university, I was also a little bit lonely at times, and I was also a little bit frustrated because, university is meant to be the playtime in sort of our Western culture. It's meant to be like the fun time. Over in China here, it feels like university is kind of like the hard time where you study a lot. But over in the West, it's very much sort of a playtime where you can go out and you're away from home and you live on your own and you can go out and meet women or guys, whatever. But in university, I was also kind of frustrated in a similar fashion. That I had a girlfriend before, we'd broken up, but I'd never really dated that much. I'd never really figured out how to approach women or how to sort of get that girl that I wanted or whatever it may be. But I started to watch videos by, say, David D'Angelo, who's sort of like a dating guru for guys. And he said, things like you've got to do this and go up to the girl, you've got to take action, don't just sit back and wait, if she's not going to come to you, blah, blah, all of these things. And that's how I met my Chinese wife, is after I finished university, I came to China and I went out one day and I said I wanted to meet someone in this town, because I was kind of lonely. And I basically walked down a mall and I saw her and I said, yeah, okay, great, I'm going to get her number. And I got her number, and that's how it all kind of like kicked off, with meeting my girlfriend, and now she's my wife. But that was the thing in university, so I can understand the frustration really in terms of like not being able to like meet women or get women or whatever, and same for women as well who might not be able to get guys or something. I can understand that. So that's just a little bit of just a separate thing. Obviously by no means am I saying God, I can understand this guy. No, not at all. I'm just saying that I can understand frustration, but for it to go to that level is just insane. So I guess my message is on this video is, if there's any guys out there who are interested in meeting women, is go online and start to find out like how to date women. I think that might be a good step to take, because that's basically what I did, and it's like any kind of skill. You know, skills in presentation, like PR, you want to be in business, skills in game development, like what I do. And yeah, so that's kind of the direction that this video has gone, because I didn't really know what to say much about this story anymore. I was just sort of sharing my feelings. You know, but as again, like I said, my heart goes out to everybody, the victims, their families, and anyone who was injured. You know, my condolences to everyone, and anyone who else is watching the video, check this out. You know, you can just do a search on YouTube for Elliot Rogers, and you'll find a whole chunk of videos, and this one that I've got on the screen right now, this YouTube screenshot. So anyway, guys, I hope everyone has a good weekend, and I'm going to speak to everyone soon. Okay, bye-bye.